What is cracking, guys? JP here again, bringing you another update of my 90-gallon filtration system. So recently I'm doing some kind of experiment. Remember, I plumbed my skimmer air line from the outside, so it's sucking air from the outside, but I do have about 35 foot to 40 foot run, so I'm using an oversized pipe. So I'm using a 3/4 of an inch piping, and that seems to work pretty well. And I'm trying to do an experiment if I can boost my pH even more. Now this tank runs about 8.0 for pH as the lowest, and about 8.1 during the day, and then after the calc and the algae reactor about early morning, it runs about 8.2, which is very good. Now I did calibrate my pH with the calibration fluid and such before I did the test, so I know it is exactly around the area or parameters. Alright, so what I'm doing is I added an air pump, pumping air in this section of the filter socks section. You can see the air pump, air stone is bubbling over there. Now this section is the filter socks section. So here's my return lines. It goes back there, it dumps water, and it filters to the filter socks. I have 3 filter socks here. The first one is just a mesh. This is the carbon. Now this is just extra. Now a lot of people bubble air in their sump, but the problem with that is it causes a lot of salt creep. But since this chamber is on its own, as you can see, there's the emergency flow. There's the section right here where it's bubbling. Right there, it's all sealed. So there is no way a salt creep can come out or will build up. And also, since this, if I turn off my return pump, the water will actually raise to this height right here. So if there's any salt creep, it will just get reabsorbed back. And since it's a sealed section, all the air of this section is all from that air pump getting sucked from the outside. And I have drilled this filter cup with a hole so that the air will come out. So all of this is basically fast moving water with a lot of aeration. Right there you can see all the bubbles, and that's basically causing hopefully to increase O2 and degas some CO2. I'll do some experiment and see if it will if it does decrease skimmer performance. We'll see, because there's more air, but it's a 3/4 inch. And I did experiment. I did cover that hole and this hole here, and bubbles will just come out from the cracks of this filter cup right there. So there's no problems of causing a pressurized system in this thing. And I did, like I said, the water actually lowered down to this much, and it was all pressurized. It was crazy. Alright, I'll show you where the piping is. So first thing is we'll start with the air pump. Now I drilled the top of this to the perfect size. This is a 1/2 inch barb fitting. This is a 1/2 inch vinyl tubing. There's the 2 air lines going to the sump. I open this up, there's some screw in the bottom, and then I basically use PTFD paste around the ceiling so that there's no air, it's not sucking air from the outside. Then I also glued or super glued the bottom of this, not super glued, hot glued it where the air intake, the old intake is. So yeah, for the piping, here we go. So this is the 3/4 inch PVC piping. And here's the skimmer line right here, and here is the air line that's sucking in air. So I don't think it's causing any problems because it's such a big piping, and these are just tiny suctions. So a good thing is it's sucking more air, so there's more circulation or turnover. So hopefully that will also help the pH and CO2 and O2 in this system. So yeah, here's some airline that goes to the back over there, and then basically pumps it in. So yeah, that's my little experiment right now. Now I don't. There's still some bubbles coming out right there, but not much causing any kind of salt creep. So yeah, it's all in a sealed chamber right there, which is pretty good. I don't even hear it since it's all in a sealed chamber. I don't hear any kind of, well, very minimal bubbling. But yeah. So hopefully, this little experiment, I'll keep recording the pH if it does go down or up. You can see it right here. Pretty good. So keep you updated. I'll test about every day or every other day to see if it does boost the pH or not. But if it does keep it around 8.2, stably, then I'm happy. Hopefully this will work. I know the skimmer is already pulling a lot of air from the outside, and so this is just a help to boost it up a little bit more. Hey, it doesn't hurt, right? To just experiment. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and happy reef keeping. Adios.